And we had the most extraordinary human being as a crew member on Nainoa. And I say that because in the short time that I knew him, I knew how much everybody loved him. Quiet man, powerful. He was considered the one that would surf the world's biggest waves internationally around the world. He was considered Hawaii's top lifeguard and was the first ever to be stationed at this beach called Waimea Bay, wintertime, because of his competence as a lifeguard, to help those who find out how unforgiving the ocean is when you're unprepared. And his name is Eikau. But his mana wasn't so much, even in the ocean, and that was his mana, but it was more important. It was what was so important about Eddie, is everybody loved him. Across racial barriers, across geography, across age. Eddie, in how he lived his life, was the true hero, especially to children who had to have real heroes, not the fabricated ones that we make up. And you can see he's sitting on this white surfboard. And, in the Alawai Canal, about 2 hours before we left, somebody took this photo. He asked the captain, "Can I put the surfboard on Hokulea? I want to surf Tahiti." And, the captain said, "Okay." When Hokulea went over, there was a leadership choice. You can let him go. But you know the bumper sticker says Eddie would go? Eddie was compelled to go. And the obvious would be because you got 13 other people on this hull that cannot save themselves. I got to go save them. Every cell in his body was driven into saving those who can't save themselves. But it's more than that. 2 weeks before we left on the voyage, we were in the Honolulu Medical Group, 4th floor, getting our exam to see if we were healthy enough for the voyage. And we were at Powell, Eddie and I were kind of walking out of wherever the examining room was into the elevator. You know those elevators, when they close, they got that stainless steel edge on when it closes on the elevator doors, and Eddie was tapping that door with his hand. And I was like, with him, watching him. He was my hero. He was just in awe of him. I mean, silently in awe of him. You know, he's tapping this, and he's not with me. He's someplace else. He's thinking very deeply. So we get out of the elevator, we're walking in the lobby. He turns to me and goes, "You know, Nainoa, I need to stay on Hokulea. I need to go down the wake of my ancestors. I need to go pull Tahiti out of the sea. We need to bring dignity and honor back to our ancestors and give it to our children." So, and he didn't go just to save us. He went to save the future of Hokulea. He went to save his promise to his children. that he was there to save hope. He was there to create the tool of healing. So Eddie gave everything for all of that. We were rescued following midnight, plucked out of the sea. So we searched till we gave up, and we couldn't find him. I've never experienced more pain, more hurt, more trauma in my homeland than the moment that we knew he was missing and the moment we gave up looking. Sometimes the hurt is equal to the love. Well, if that's true, and you can imagine that that was the most traumatic time that I know. And we were broken. All the dreams of down the road to your family across the sea, sailing by the stars in the wake of the split. Community broke in half like lightning hitting it. Part of the community was saying, hopefully, worth it, boy, take it out of the water, put it in the Lawn and Condition Museum, and make sure nobody gets hurt. Other part of the community was saying, why did we do that? That how many generations need to go by so we can forget that the legacy of Oaklea was tragedy, and the most tragic issue of that statement was that was expected, because it was Hawaiian. So one part of the community, when we put it all together, go back down the PD and run the same risk of losing somebody else. We were broken, and what I did in being broken was do what I naturally do when I'm scared, and that is to hide. So I would hide of all the pain and the issues and the trauma and the issues of guilt, all that stuff that impacts great loss. The one that hurt the most was shame and faith. And there was no resolution. I would go in the ocean by myself during the day because that was best friend. I'd go watch the stars at night by myself because they were best friends. Hid. And, we needed new leadership. We needed a new vision. We needed leadership with real courage. And we needed the piece that was missing, that we never did commit to, and that was commitment to earn the voyage. And we needed someone that can unite us, that could bring unity. It was about 2 weeks after we gave up looking for Eddie. I was hiding in my yard, running to a small house. The great leader of my time, and the one that is the greatest of all navigators. Permit me to tell you some olelo about him to understand why he was my greatest navigator. Not as a father, but the greatest navigator. He was born in Hawaii, Ku'aina, from this land, poor family. Alewa Heights, and his grandfather lived in Kalia, Waikiki. Mom and dad would take in children that came out of youth correctional facilities, and those that are orphaned and injured that didn't have homes. Back then, what is the measurement of our time, back then homeless didn't exist. And children did not go hungry. They didn't need to go to some place down the road to get food. They were taken in by the nature of our culture from our families. And so, my father, older brother, younger sister come home, and then have all these hanai, these adopted children, don't even know the names in the household. He don't talk about that time, but I know it profoundly impacted him. When his older brother would say, yeah, we come home, and my Uncle Sonny would say, yeah, we come home, and so many kids over there to eat all the food, and we watch mom and dad just drink water for dinner. But it's better. Better drink the water, let the kids eat.